What if everything you've been told about aging is wrong? What if the stiffness, fatigue, and gradual decline we accept as part of getting older were never actually inevitable but were the results of missing simple, overlooked opportunities to support our bodies? At 94 years old, I live completely medication-free, maintain full independence, and consistently astonish medical professionals with biological test results that resemble those of someone 3 decades younger. 2 years ago, during my routine annual health assessment, my doctor paused in disbelief, reviewing data that suggested I had the metabolic and cardiovascular profile of a 62-year-old. He asked, almost cautiously, what my secret was. My answer: 5 non-negotiable morning habits I've followed for decades, each grounded in biology, each simple enough to start tomorrow. No complex equipment, no prescription drugs, no exotic supplements, just a deep respect for the rhythms of the human body and the daily application of science-backed practices. While peers half my age rely on walking aids, blood pressure medication, or memory pills, I still walk unaided, manage my own affairs, and continue the hobbies I've loved for a lifetime. These aren't magic tricks, they are the result of years of consistent, deliberate morning choices. One of these habits takes less than 4 minutes and is entirely neglected by more than 90% of seniors, despite playing a pivotal role in maintaining cognitive clarity. The problem isn't that people don't care, it's that they don't know. The damage of inaction isn't immediately visible, until one day it is, and by then, reversing the effects becomes exponentially more difficult. The difference between decline and vitality often comes down to what happens in the first hour after you open your eyes. That first hour sets your biological tempo for the next 23. From joint function and mental sharpness to immune response and muscle retention, the science is now unequivocal: your morning routine is either accelerating aging or reversing it. And the very first point on that timeline is hydration. Not just drinking more water in general, but rehydrating intelligently, in a way that aligns with your cell's requirements after a night of natural fluid loss through respiration and perspiration. Most seniors wake up and reach for coffee, unknowingly deepening their state of dehydration, which affects not only how they feel but how every system in their body operates. A 30-second ritual of drinking a glass of room-temperature water with a tiny pinch of sea salt is the foundation. Studies from Johns Hopkins University have revealed that even mild dehydration can reduce cognitive performance in older adults by up to 27% and increase inflammatory markers by more than 30%. And that's just one habit. Morning sunlight exposure, ideally within 30 minutes of waking, is another. It's not about warmth, it's about light frequency. The photons that hit your retina at sunrise send a message to your brain's master clock, telling your entire body that the day has begun. This resets your circadian rhythm, governs hormone cycles, and regulates everything from metabolism to immune function. Missing this window regularly has been shown to increase the risk of depression by up to 69% in older adults and impairs sleep quality significantly within just 1 week. No pills, just light. Next comes a 4-minute brain priming routine that strengthens neural plasticity at the only time of day when your brain is in its most receptive state. Harvard neuroscientists have confirmed that brief, structured cognitive challenges immediately upon waking can stimulate neurogenesis and slow the natural loss of synaptic density. The activities are simple: solve a basic maths equation, recall a vivid memory, learn 4 new words, and mentally rehearse your day. These activate multiple brain regions and preserve executive function over time. Then, a 7-minute strategic mobility sequence that respects the biology of older connective tissue, gentle, progressive movements that improve circulation, reduce pain, and restore flexibility without stressing joints. The key is avoiding traditional stretching routines that were designed for younger bodies. Instead of toe touches or neck rolls, which may cause harm, this routine includes seated shoulder rolls, marching in place, and supported squats to enhance stability. Finally, a nutrition shift that defies mainstream convention. consuming 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of finishing your morning mobility. This precise timing counters age-related anabolic resistance and preserves muscle mass, one of the strongest predictors of longevity and independence. The protein doesn't have to be complicated. 2 eggs with a scoop of collagen-enriched yogurt or a protein smoothie made with Greek yogurt and a quality powder will do. Most seniors eat the biggest protein meal at dinner, but by then, the body's ability to synthesize it is already waning. The science is clear: if you get your protein timing wrong, you're losing muscle daily. Each of these 5 habits targets a distinct biological vulnerability of aging: dehydration, circadian misalignment, cognitive decay, musculoskeletal decline, and anabolic resistance, but together, they create a synergy that has allowed me to live without medication, pain, or dependency well into my 90s. The simplicity is deceptive. These are not extreme interventions. They are micro shifts: a glass of water with salt, stepping outside into the morning light, a few brain teasers, some chair-based movement, and a well-timed breakfast. None of this takes more than 30 minutes total, but the effects are profound and cumulative. Within days, you begin to feel better. Within weeks, you begin to function better. And over years, you build a body that defies its chronological age. Your next morning could be the first step towards transforming your experience of aging. The choice is yours. What you do when you wake up tomorrow might change the entire course of your later life. So, what will you choose? The question isn't whether you're aging, it's whether you're aging well. And the surprising truth is that most of what we call normal aging is not normal at all, it's simply common. We confuse prevalence with inevitability. Slowed thinking, reduced mobility, chronic inflammation, and a shrinking social life are not written in our DNA as mandatory events. They're symptoms of a system out of balance, one that has been ignored, misinformed, and misdirected for decades. Let me tell you something radical: your body has not given up on you. It's waiting for signals, daily signals, that inform it whether to repair or decay, to grow or wither, to energize or shut down. And perhaps the most misunderstood signal of all is movement. Not exercise in the traditional sense, not gyms, treadmills, or boot camps, but the art of intentional, low-intensity, joint-friendly movement spread throughout the day. Modern aging has become dangerously sedentary, with most seniors sitting for 8 to 10 hours daily, which according to the World Health Organization, increases the risk of death from all causes by 71%. But what's astonishing is how little it takes to reverse this risk. Just 5-minute bursts of movement every hour, such as gentle pacing, standing stretches, or slow arm circles, have been shown to reset blood glucose levels, improve circulation to the brain, and drastically reduce fall risk. The danger isn't aging, it's stagnation. Stillness isn't restful when it's chronic, it becomes corrosive. Your joints stiffen, your blood thickens, your posture collapses, and your mind dulls. But when you become a conductor of your own movement orchestra, micro-movements before meals, posture resets every hour, and evening mobility instead of television, you reclaim control. And paired with movement is a second overlooked power: breath. The most underestimated longevity tool available to you right now is the breath in your lungs. Not just breathing, we all do that, but conscious breathing. Each breath you take carries the potential to regulate your nervous system, lower your blood pressure, and shift your body from stress mode into healing mode. A simple 4-4-6 pattern: inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4, exhaling for 6, done 3 times a day, has been linked to reduced cortisol levels, improved sleep quality, and enhanced memory in older adults. This is not theory, it's physiology. When you breathe slowly and deeply, you stimulate the vagus nerve, the communication superhighway between your brain and your organs. This one habit, performed daily, can calm inflammation, regulate digestion, and even reduce feelings of loneliness by anchoring your mind to the present moment. Because make no mistake, emotional health is physical health. The next silent force shaping how you age is your internal dialogue. The way you speak to yourself matters. The labels we assign ourselves, I'm old, I'm slowing down, it's too late for me, become biological instructions. The field of psychoneuroimmunology has shown that thoughts influence immune cells, hormones, and even gene expression. When you believe decline is inevitable, you unconsciously stop seeking improvement. But when you believe vitality is possible at any age, your brain opens new neural pathways that invite growth. That's not positivity, it's neuroscience. In one Harvard study, hotel cleaners who were simply told that the daily activity qualified as exercise saw significant improvements in weight, blood pressure, and energy within just a few weeks, despite changing nothing in their routine. What changed? Their perception. This is the placebo effect used as a tool, not a trick. And if mindset can do that without a pill, imagine what it can do when paired with action. So begin every morning with an affirmation not of age, but of strength. My body knows how to heal. My mind is capable of growth. I choose vitality today. These are not just words, they're biochemical triggers. Layered with this is your relationship to sound. Noise pollution in modern environments, televisions blaring, traffic humming, alarms beeping, keeps your nervous system in a low-grade state of alert. But when you actively curate your auditory environment, you change your body's chemistry. Begin your morning with calming instrumental music, nature sounds, or even silence. Just 10 minutes of soothing audio has been shown to reduce heart rate variability, a key marker of resilience and longevity. And don't underestimate the power of your own voice. Humming, chanting, or reading aloud stimulates your vagus nerve, oxygenates your brain, and enhances vocal strength, crucial for communication and social engagement in older age. Speaking of social engagement, that's the next pillar. We are wired for connection. Isolation accelerates aging more powerfully than smoking, obesity, or high blood pressure. Studies show that loneliness can increase the risk of dementia by 40% and shortens life expectancy more than physical inactivity. But the antidote is not about having dozens of friends, it's about depth, not breadth. A single meaningful conversation each day, whether with a neighbor, family member, or stranger, can elevate mood, sharpen cognition, and even improve immune response. If you live alone, make the telephone your ally. If mobility is limited, write letters, join online groups, or participate in community calls. Connection is not optional, it is nourishment. Your body hears the silence of your isolation and responds with defense, inflammation, and withdrawal. But it also hears the laughter of a shared moment and responds with dopamine, oxytocin, and healing. So when you think about your health, don't stop at diet and exercise. Think about rhythm, relationships, breath, and belief. These invisible forces have visible effects. And speaking of visibility, let's talk about something often brushed aside, skin health. Your skin is your largest organ and one of your most honest storytellers. Age spots, sagging, dryness, these are not just cosmetic concerns, they're biological indicators of deeper processes like inflammation, collagen breakdown, and oxidative stress. And they're all modifiable. Dry brushing for 2 minutes in the morning improves lymphatic flow, reduces inflammation, and even boosts energy levels. Applying cold water to the face stimulates the trigeminal nerve, improving alertness and vascular tone. And don't forget sun protection. Even in your 70s or 80s, applying a mineral-based SPF daily reduces the risk of skin cancers and supports healthy aging. But the greatest gift you can give your skin is internal: hydration, antioxidants, and micronutrients. A single Brazil nut daily supplies your full selenium requirement, protecting against skin damage and supporting thyroid function. Berries, olive oil, and green tea, these are not luxuries, they're tools. Your face is not betraying your age, it's reflecting your choices. And the most transformative choice of all, a sense of purpose. We now know that purpose adds years to life and life to years. In Okinawa, Japan, home to the longest living people on earth. They call it ikigai, a reason to wake up in the morning. It could be gardening, volunteering, storytelling, painting, teaching, or simply caring for a pet. Purpose doesn't have to be grand, it has to be genuine. When you move through your day with intention, your biology responds with vitality. Your cells listen when your spirit speaks. So if no one has told you recently, let me be the first, it's not too late. You are not too old. Your body is still listening, still responding, still capable of change. What you do today echoes for years. The habits you embrace, the beliefs you challenge, the love you share, they all shape the story of your health. And the next chapter is waiting to be written, not with fear or decline, but with strength, renewal, and defiance of outdated expectations. Because maybe everything you've been told about aging was wrong. And maybe, just maybe, the best is yet to come. And so we come to the heart of the matter, not what you've lost with age, but what you still possess. The world may have conditioned you to think in terms of decline, but your body is built for resilience. There are blueprints inside you, dormant, waiting, for strength, clarity, flexibility, and even joy. The truth is, vitality is not the privilege of the young, it is the reward of the conscious. Let's talk about a system too often dismissed in aging conversations, your lymphatic system. This unsung hero plays a central role in detoxification, immune function, and inflammation control, yet unlike your circulatory system, it has no pump. It depends entirely on movement, breath, and hydration. If you're feeling sluggish, foggy, or inflamed, your lymph may be stagnant. Daily dry brushing, rebounding, or simply walking barefoot on natural ground stimulates this system back to life. Add in hydration, preferably warm lemon water in the morning, and you awaken your internal river. When the lymph flows, your skin glows, your joints loosen, and your energy returns. But beyond biology lies something even more powerful, your story. The narrative you hold about aging dictates your actions. If you believe that life shrinks after 60, it will. If you believe that creativity, learning, and passion are reserved for the young, they will be. But if you dare to rewrite your story, to see your 70s and 80s as a renaissance, not a retreat, your life will reflect it. Neuroscience confirms that the brain remains plastic, adaptable, and capable of rewiring itself well into the 90s. Learning a new instrument, a new language, or even just switching up your routine strengthens memory, delays cognitive decline, and reignites curiosity. And curiosity is the fuel of youth, not age. If your days feel repetitive, make one new decision daily, no matter how small. Take a different route on your walk. Try a new recipe. Speak to someone unexpected. These are not minor events, they are neural revolutions. Every time you break routine, your brain sparks. And the more you spark, the longer you burn. So don't just preserve your mind, expand it. Read philosophy. Watch documentaries. Teach what you've learned. Mentor. When you become a transmitter of wisdom, you don't just age well, you age powerfully. And nothing fuels this process more than sleep, the most underrated form of medicine. Poor sleep accelerates every marker of decline, from blood sugar dysregulation to memory loss. Yet restorative sleep remains accessible. Eliminate blue light 1 hour before bed. Keep your room cool and dark. Consider magnesium glycinate, valerian tea, or lavender oil. But above all, anchor your sleep to routine. Your brain loves rhythm. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. And never underestimate the power of the final thoughts before sleep. What you think as you drift off sets the stage for cellular repair. So instead of worrying about the day, repeat silently, my body is healing. My mind is grateful. Tomorrow I rise with strength. This is not poetry, it's programming. But perhaps the most misunderstood and underutilized force in aging is forgiveness. Carrying resentment, regret, or unresolved grief creates a stress state that compromises immune function, accelerates inflammation, and suppresses joy. But forgiveness isn't about excusing others, it's about freeing yourself. Journaling, breathwork, and therapy can all support this process, but so can a single decision, to no longer let pain define your present. Emotional weight is physical weight. Release it, and your posture changes, your digestion improves, and your spirit rises. And don't forget the power of nature. Time spent among trees, water, and open skies reduces cortisol, regulates circadian rhythms, and improves heart rate variability. It reconnects you with the original environment your body was designed for. If mobility is limited, even tending to a plant indoors or sitting near an open window counts. Your biology remembers the earth. It longs for grounding, and grounding is not a metaphor, it's measurable. Walking barefoot on natural surfaces for 20 minutes a day has been shown to reduce inflammation markers and improve sleep. But the most vital grounding is internal. Come back to your breath, your heartbeat, your gratitude. Ask yourself each morning, what can I give today? What can I receive? This exchange of energy, kindness, attention, is the true currency of health. And never underestimate the importance of play. Adults are allowed to be silly, to dance, to laugh until their bellies ache. Laughter is medicine. Play is youth. Create moments of delight. Turn chores into games. Play music while cooking. Sing in the shower. Smile at your reflection not because you must, but because you can. And finally, let's talk about legacy. Not what you leave behind after death, but what you imprint while alive. Your presence, your energy, ripples out through every conversation, every act of kindness, every piece of wisdom you share. That is your legacy. It lives in the stories you tell, the hands you hold, the love you give freely. And that love is what gives meaning to all the health advice, all the strategies, all the science. Because the point of living longer is not just to exist, it is to live. Fully, bravely, openly. So let this be your new truth. Aging is not a sentence, it is a privilege. And how you age is not fate, it is largely your choice. You are not defined by what has happened to you, but by how you respond to it. You are the architect of your later years. You are the sculptor of your daily habits. You are the storyteller of your own health journey. And every choice you make, what you eat, how you move, what you think, how you connect, becomes a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your aging. The world may still cling to outdated ideas about decline, but you know better now. You know that strength is built, not born. That joy is chosen, not lost. That wisdom is earned, not aged into. So step boldly into your next chapter, not with hesitation, but with conviction. Let them say you are defying the rules. Let them say you're aging backwards. Let them marvel at your energy, your clarity, your resilience. And when they ask your secret, you can tell them, I stopped believing the lies about aging. I took control of my health. I rewrote my story, because maybe everything you've been told about aging was wrong. And maybe the best is still unfolding. You have time, you have power, you have today, and that is more than enough to begin. This is your moment, this is your legacy, this is your new beginning, right here, right now, with Silver Health Tips.